Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pretty fun video. We're going to rank all of the new art from the history collection. Most of these are Vanguard Zero art, but there are some that are, I guess, new, such as the starters and this NLK. I've never seen this NLK before, so we're just gonna rank everything. We're not gonna do it on a tier list because it's gonna be real hard to kind of see the definitions of these pictures. So we're going to go through each of the cards on the card list, and then I'll give you my I guess ranking on each of the arts. If you guys need any coaching for the BCS season, my Metafy link is in the bottom right hand corner. Feel free to book a session and we can get started. So NLK, this is probably one of the coolest arts I've seen for any card, to be honest. I'm so used to looking at, you know, the SVR arts, the old NLK art, and this, when it was shown on stream, like caught my eye instantly. Though I think the card itself, if this card was frameless, this would be beautiful. But I think there's just obstruction because of the card boxes and the text and stuff, which would make this card super amazing if it didn't have any of it. But other than that, the art itself is pretty glorious. So I'm gonna rank this as A+. I don't think I'll put it in S, because I know that there are S tier arts in this set, because I know some of the Vanguard Zero art is actually super duper amazing. So I'm gonna put this at the high A tier in terms of the art. So let's rank it A+. But yeah, there is a huge line from A+ to an S tier art. So looking at the next one, so we have this new Jewel Knight starter. I think the old one looks better. The old one looks way better. Tiffany, when she was released in set 10, the art looked, I don't know, it was more defined. This one lacks a lot, so I think this kind of goes in C. Unfortunately, it's just not it, right? The old art looks way better, and I think that, yeah, sure, it's a starter, but I think there were some of the starters that look really cool too. So yeah, we'll put Tiffany in C. Then looking at the battle system ones, Eclair, this is the grade 3 searcher from the olden days. I think this art looks really good. I think this art, especially the glass windows at the back, that looks real cool. And then lots of flash, you know, sparkles and things everywhere. I think this goes in A. This is a really nice starter. And if I was playing OTT, I would be playing this starter. So yeah, this goes in A. And then Vorma. This starter looks awesome. I highly rate this starter. If I played Spectre Duke, if I played Gold Paladin, if I could use any starter, it would definitely be this. But I feel that there's slightly something missing. Though the blade looks cool, like the purple spirit things look really cool. But I think the unit itself, as in Vorma himself, isn't as portrayed much in comparison to that horse in the back. So I think there's a lot of emphasis on the horse and not on him, which kind of drops the ranking on this. So I'll put this in B. I think the art would have been much better if it was truly emphasized on Vorma himself. But otherwise, yeah, very cool art. Then looking at this, the Raptor Colonel. So this was part of the original ride chain. I think it's just okay, pretty average. The background's just kind of meh, whatever. I think I'll put this in C. Nothing too super crazy about it. Linchu. So the old Linchu looked really cool. This one looked like it's like Linchu's hair. Yeah, it looks a little bit odd. I don't know. Something about Linchu looks a little bit off. The blade looks pretty simplistic, and I think the old art, maybe I'm just accustomed to the old art. The old art just looks really good. So yeah, I think I'll just put this in C. It's just alright. Yeah, nothing too crazy. So this was the restander if another unit in the same column restands. So Ramble, I think. This art looks sick. I think this art looks pretty amazing. You know, you're fighting in a city and you have like the rubble in the background, you have the buildings in the background. The blade has this spirit aura looking thing. Very cool art. I'm gonna put this in A tier, potentially A+. this art looks really, really good. Then looking at the Zeo starter. Zeo starter, I'll give it the background. The background's really cool. I like the moon. I like the night city. But Zeo? I don't know. I'll put this in B. I think this deserves a little bit higher than some of the simplistic arts that we saw in the other starters before, such as Linchu and Vorma, and yeah, the Tiffany. So I think this in B is nice. I really like the art, but probably not a starter that I would run, especially because I have the Metalborg starter as well. Then looking at the Dusttail Unicorn. So this was the old starter that if your opponent had a locked unit, you can put it into Soul. CB1, lock another unit. The old art looked a bit more simplistic and there was more emphasis on the unit itself. This one looks like there's too much going on. There's like, I don't know, black rings and, you know, static everywhere. And yeah, I think it's just too much going on. But in comparison to some of the simplistic arts, I think it's too much. I think there's too much there. I'm gonna put this in B minus, C. I'll put it in C. I don't know. I don't see me using this starter, but I guess then like some of the other Link Joker starters aren't that great either. So maybe this puts in B. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in B. I think it's just good, all right. I'll live with it. Yeah. So we'll put that in B. Then looking at this S tier art, actually, it's probably because it's super cute, right? It's Peter the Ghosty with like 3 other ghosties having a drink over a meal. Like, dude, I love food, alright? I love this art, instant S tier, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, when they saw this art, they were like, yep, this is it. This is the art, right? So yep, Peter goes in S. I'm no Grand Blue fanatic, but when I see an art like this, yep, I am putting in S. If I was playing Grand Blue, I'm definitely putting this as my starter, 100%. Peter the Ghosty before, in the G era, was one of my favorite starters, and you know, just to come back and have, you know, it might look a little bit simplistic, but it's very comical, and I think that's what gives it the edge to jump to S tier. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cute, and yeah, definitely S tier on my list. Then the Ripple starter. This, I actually rate this starter. This starter looks really cool. Probably because I'm a bias to like bluish, greenish art. So like, you know, your aquamarines, your teals, your, I don't know, whatever other shades of blue there is. But yeah, this looks really cool. If I was an Aquaforce player, if I was playing an Aquaforce deck, you know, I would chuck this in. And yeah, I actually think this art looks really, really good. I'm gonna put this in S in my list. I think this art looks really, really good. So yeah, Ripple starter, thumbs up from me. So now we have the Giraffe starter. So the Giraffe starter, at least it's better than Tiffany. Tiffany, like being a C tier art, is kind of like, just kind of like, you know, go along with it, right? I think Giraffe is alright. B tier, maybe. C tier. Yeah, I think I'll give it more respect than Tiffany. I think I'll put it in B and then just call it a day. So that's Giraffe. And then Spellhound. I think Spellhound's art looks pretty cool. I think with the spell tags on the back and then the shining thingamabob here on his, is it the wand? A staff looking thing? So yeah, I think it's really good. But in comparison to like some of the other arts like the Ripple art, I think it's just okay. So I'm just gonna put this B plus, maybe A minus. So yeah, let's just put it in the top of B. I think it's a nice place to go. Nothing super duper fancy. I think it's all right. Now we jump into the Vanguard Zero arts. This is where it gets very controversial. Big disclaimer, all right? There are some art in here that I truly love, and there are ones that I'm like, it's no bueno. It's no bueno, right? So if you guys get offended from me saying that the art is bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of beautiful art in here. But I remember when I saw it, on the Vanguard Zero side, you know, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty bad. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So Alt Mile. Alt Mile I think is alright. I actually think it looks better than the old Alt Mile arts. This is probably one of the better ones. So I'm gonna put this in B, B+. I wouldn't put it in A because I know that there are other arts here that will be in A. So I'm just gonna put it in B. I think that's, yeah, pretty good placement for where Alt Mile should be. Susanoo. Now Susanoo is just alright. It's just there, like nothing too fancy. If they showed more of the background, I think that would get Susanoo more merit. I think the background, because he's sitting on top of like a mountain with his gourd, it would be way better if we saw a little bit more of the background. But otherwise, it's just kind of whatever. C, B-, low B. Nah, I think I'll put it in C. I don't know. It doesn't hit. When I first see this art, when I'm a new guy chucking in, you know, into this history collection, I see this, I'm like, kind of whatever, right? Kind of whatever. So I'm gonna put it in C. Sorry to all you OTT fans. I actually do prefer the older arts of Susanoo over this one. Then Gabriel, S tier instantly. This art is one of my favorite arts coming out of Vanguard Zero. Incredible artwork, like God. I know Different Fight really loves this art, and you know, good taste. I think this art is incredible. Like, just the color palette, the bandage looking thing, and just everything. It just looks pristine. The background looks very abstract. Like, yeah, the color palette just works so well. And Gabriel, waifu tax, right? So yeah, Gabriel, S tier, S+ tier. Yeah, top of the list, 100%, 100%. Then we have Claret Sword. Claret Sword is just kind of average, to be honest. I expected more. Like, the old Claret Sword made it so that you could look at his whole blade. Like, there's a definitive dragon looking thing. Just this one, I think there's, I don't know, something's missing. I think the emphasis is on the wrong bit, but I guess he's got his hand like this. Maybe if he had like a magical ball in his hand or something, then it might look cool. But I don't know. This art just doesn't hit me, you know? If I'm playing Claret Sword, I'd use the old art. The old art looks way better. I think this is just alright. So I'm gonna put this in C. Sorry to Shadow Paladin fans, but most of you Shadow Paladin fans are playing low art anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Cool. So that is Claret Sword. Gurgwood. I think this Gurgwood art is pristine. Very, very nice art. I'm gonna put this in A because obviously if you compare this to Gabriel, there's a huge definitive line in half. What is S? What is A? I really like this art. Very nice, bright, lots of nice colors in the color palette, and yeah, it just looks really, really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna put Gurgwood in A. Then looking at the next one, Fenrir. I don't know. I actually don't know. This looks like he's just in a different pose, nothing different. Like, maybe if I was a chick and I looked at the abs, then I'd be like freaking out. But I don't know. I just feel it's just average. Like, sure, maybe like the chains with the diamonds and the gems and stuff look cool, but I think it's just alright. So actually, I think if you compare this to like Susanoo, maybe it's better than the Susanoo. And then yeah, like, I think it's better than Claret. I think it's just alright. I think I'm gonna put this in B. I think it's just alright. I like the other Fenrir art better, to be honest. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's Fenrir. Blade Master. I don't know. I don't like this art. When I saw it in Vanguard Zero and it came out as like a rank reward, I was like, what is this? I don't know. It's like a flaming chicken. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm actually gonna put this in D. I think this art is just, I don't know. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Like, why would you use this art when there's like, the VR art is just way better and it comes in SP as well. Like, why would you not play the VR art? Like, I think there's just, the flames is too emphasized, right? And you don't actually see anything with the unit itself. The pose looks cool, but maybe if the color palette was different, then it would have some more impact. But yeah, I'm gonna put this in D. I think this is worse than Tiffany. And sorry, Kagero fans. Yeah, jump to Lawkeeper. Lawkeeper in Premium is pretty good. So yeah, that's Dragonic Blade Master. Shiranui. I think Shiranui looks cool. I think if the composition of the card was shift down a bit, then you can kind of have like a little gap at the top. That'd be pretty cool. But I think the art overall is really nice. I think I'm gonna put this in B. In comparison to like something like Gurgut or Gabriel, I think, yeah, B is a nice place to be. So looking at Gaia, it's just Gaia. It's just average. I don't know. C? I'm just gonna put it in C. Like, this art doesn't hit me, right? Like, the cool thing is like the rainbow thing on his like head, but otherwise, like, it's just kind of average. I think I'm gonna put it in C, and then yeah, just move on. Cool. Yasue. I think this art looks really cool. Like, his pose with like the dark power looking thing. Yeah, very, very cool. I'm gonna put this in A tier for Yasue art. Very, very cool. If I was playing Yasue, I would definitely pick this up. You know, slap it in. I'd be pretty happy with that. So yeah, Yasue in A. Vanquisher. Maybe this is because I'm so used to the old Vanquisher art that this Vanquisher art is just kind of eh. I think it's just alright, but it's better than Gaia. It's better than all those guys, but definitely worse than Gurgut. So I think I'll put this in B. Pretty fair grading if I have to compare it to like everything else. Yeah, it's just alright. It's just alright. Then Victor. I think there's so much like red, like in his chest to body area. Maybe if they showed more of like the lower body, then you would like have some sort of break from the red here. The pose looks cool. The explosion in the background's cool. I guess I'll give it B. But yeah, not an A art, not an S tier art for sure. Sorry, Nova Grappler fans. I know I offended some of you guys just now, but yeah, sorry. Grand Gallop. I like the old Grand Gallop better. Probably because of the darker background. This one looks like there's too much orange going on. The pose looks good. The robot itself, like Gallop himself, looks good. If maybe there was like less of this like light orangey thing going on, then it might be good. So I think I'll put this in B because it's definitely better than like Gaia and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in B, call it a day. And then we have Alter Ego Messiah. This is probably one of the cooler arts, I think. A? Probably A tier. Like the meteors. Is it meteors? Yeah, meteors in the background. Like, just kind of goes into like his pose. The alignment's really nice. The colors are nice. Yeah, I think I'll put it in A. Rising Nova. I rate this art. I think the art looks really cool. You can see a significant amount of background. So you can see like the stadium with the people watching and stuff like that. The flames look nice. Yeah, I think I'll grade this as an A. Maybe B+. I think B+ is nice. A-. I think that's kind of where I would put Rising Nova. But I feel like his horn here looks really oddly placed. Maybe because of that, it looks a little bit weird. So like, I'll never unsee that again. So maybe I'll put it in B. I think B is alright. I think B is a nice place for Rising Nova, but like B+, A-, I think that's a nice place to put it. Charrot. S tier art. This art looks super amazing when it got released in Vanguard Zero. I was fanboying over this art. This art looks freaking sick. It is madness. I think this art, yeah, ranks against Gabriel, and yeah, anything else that is S tier. Maybe it's because I'm a DI main and I'm biased, but I think this art looks beautiful. I think there's just beautiful placements of his like wing looking things, and then there's like aura coming out, and he's got his like poses. I think this art is beautiful. I'm just gonna leave it there. I think this art is beautiful. Harry. Part of me says it's not an S tier. I don't know, something about it, it's just not an S tier art. I guess there's a nice break of like colors and stuff. Like you see Pop in the background there. The staff looks pretty cool. I think I'll put this in like high A. It's S because it's Pale Moon, but I think I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna be not biased here. I think the art looks fantastic. I think there's a lot of colors going on. Like there's a nice balance of colors. The alignment looks nice, but if you compare it to Charlotte, man, like how the hell you beating this? Like, dude, there is no way you're beating that. So I'm gonna put that in A. I think it's a good place to be. So that's Harry, and then Night Rose. I actually don't rate this art. Personally saying, I rate the one where she's sitting in the chair, and I think the V art looks better. So I think this art probably goes in B for me. I don't know, like it doesn't hit. Like when I first saw it as part of the playmat for Harry and Night Rose in Vanguard Zero, I was just like, yeah, it's just alright. I think yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in B. Sorry Night Rose fans, I know you guys love Night Rose, but yeah, the art itself is just alright. Alright to me. I think I'm gonna put it in B. Then we have Tharvis. Whoa! Again, I'm a bias for like blues and greens, like in the same color palette. But I think if maybe the composition of the art shifted down a bit, then it'd look a little bit nicer. See more of the background, but I mean, looks really pretty. I think I'm gonna put this in A. I think it's a nice art. I think the face looks a little bit odd, but otherwise, yeah, I think it's nice. Color palette works well. Tinges of the pinkish in the fish. I think it looks really nice. I think it deserves a spot in A. Very, very nice art. Dark face. That's hard. I think Dark face goes in A. Is A too much? Is A like giving it too much credit? I think it's a nice place to be if you're in A. I think maybe it's like A minus, B plus. The background's nice, the pose looks nice. Everything just kind of works together. There's a good contrast in like the green side and the red side. I think it looks really nice. So I'm gonna put it in A minus. Right? A minus is a nice place to go. Yeah, I think this art looks really nice. Then we have Big Belly. I actually really like this art. This art looks really cool. It's like reliving the old days of like learning with like, I don't know. It looks very prestigious. And you know, he's a doctor and doctors are rich. Rich means you have gold. And yeah, I think this art looks really good. A tier. A tier art. In comparison to like Char art, it's pretty hard to beat that. But I think everything in this art looks really nice. Like contrast of the green against everything else that is like, you know, the brownish, goldish color scheme. I think it looks really nice. I think I'm gonna put this like top of A plus. Very, very nice art for Big Belly. And then the last one, Usher. Usher's just alright. I think there was another Usher art in Vanguard Zero that looked slightly better, I think. I think I'm gonna put this in B. It's nice. Yeah, it's just alright. I think it's just very simplistic, but just enough to get it over the line. So yeah, that's Usher. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Pretty much ranking all of the arts that came out in the history collection. a little bit of a fun one today. I have a few events coming on, so this is going to be probably released around the time of the Sydney Bushra Spring Fest. If you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of each of the arts. I think the art in this set is amazing for the SPs. If only like the common reprints and stuff had alternate arts as well, and maybe if the arts were a little bit more accessible, that'd be really cool. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.